Cleared for takeoff on 17 left and eastbound departure approved. 88 X-ray.
Cessna 4 Foxtrot Romeo, monitor tower, good day.
I think I really love flying because of my background in geology and looking at the environment around us.
I'm looking for interesting patterns and relationships between things, a relationship between different patterns or lines. So I have a general idea of what I want to come out and shoot, but I also just look around for something new to see every time, just because it's different. Each day is different. The lighting conditions are different. I'm looking for the one element that's going to make an interesting picture, and I know generally what I'll find out here and how it fits into my sort of overarching theme right now.
I had a technical background, I was pursuing that, and it just wasn't fulfilling me. And so after I graduated from college, I came back and worked for a consulting firm, and that wasn't really floating my boat. So I actually went to halftime and started taking a photography class.
The current series I'm doing, you saw the farmland one, and then the energy's on there too. I can give you a tour of feedlots around Fort Morgan, and that's going to be the third show in the series. I'm just trying to show people what it looks like.
When I look at this picture, I see the brownness of the soil, but then the blackness that's on top of it that just doesn't look natural to me, which is why I'm drawn to taking pictures of feedlots.
What do you hope that the average eye sees?
That there are a bunch of cows that get to live in a very constrained environment, but then I hope I bring a more aesthetic representation here. So it's an interesting picture to look at just because of the geometry and the composition. I see something that's interesting, then I engage the autopilot, I open the window and then start looking harder at what I want to take pictures of. It's a unique viewpoint. It's not one that a lot of people will get to see.
Really, it's this subtle beauty out here, and I'm glad that I've been able to find a way to portray it artistically and beautifully.
The airplane can go fast, but it can also go slow, and I like, especially when I slow it down and open the window up and lean my elbow out like I'm driving along a dirt road and looking down and seeing the farmer's truck going up the road, being curious about what's in the truck or what he might be doing, where he's headed, the sort of daily life that's happening down there.
See that train over there also? That's interesting.
Every time you fly, there's different light or the conditions are slightly different, you're flying in a slightly different place. And it's just fascinating to me to try and sort of catalog that.
And look at all those pumpkins in the kind of strip. I like to fly around also because the light changes, as you can see, as you go around in the circle.
And then the challenge of what is that essential element that I need to have in my viewfinder to get the right picture. It's a little harder in an airplane because when you're on the ground, you can move a little to the left and a little to the right till you get just the right composition. In an airplane, you have to move a little faster, or you have to just circle around and try again. I've been flying in Colorado, but also, lately I've been going out to Wyoming and Idaho and Kansas and New Mexico just to see what's out there. It's just more exploration. I have had the opportunity to travel throughout the world, and I've been to both polar circles and taken pictures there, and it's great to see all that stuff, but somehow I keep being drawn back to Colorado, and especially out to eastern Colorado.
A lot of times people think Colorado and immediately they want to photograph the Rocky Mountains or something outside that is very apparent in its subject matter. Right. How and why did you come to the decision to make aerial photography your medium, but also this particular portion of Colorado?
The mountains are beautiful and I love going up there, but I just feel like that's where everybody goes to take pictures, and there are many iconic pictures of the mountains of Colorado. And they're beautiful, don't get me wrong, but I've always been drawn to eastern Colorado, the solitude out there, the barrenness. Also, I'm a slight introvert, so I like to get away from people. I grew up hunting and fishing out on the plains, and it always seemed to have a sort of subtle beauty to me. And I wanted to bring that same aesthetic from the nice landscape photos of the mountains to the eastern plains and show them as beautiful part of our environment too, and make people here in the city aware of that. If you drew like a Venn diagram of all the things that I do in my life, technical and aesthetic and creative, and mechanical, I think aerial photography really brings everything together.
So there's a drilling rig, there's another pad that it's going to move to, and another one, and another one. It's hard to find any place out here that hasn't been influenced in some way by man.
The only constant on the Earth is that things change. It's a big complex system that we don't fully understand, and the question is how much effect that we're having on it.
7 left, 8 at X-ray.